We struck with our swords. With that cry, silence fell over the feasting hall. The warriors squeezed drinking horns and dug their fingers white into the oaken tables. Their attention was on the skald, the bard who had come from far northern lands. Even there they sang of the deeds of the dead king. We struck with our swords. The air had a tension, like a thread pulled from both ends. The words echoed off the shields and swords on the walls. They rang off the arm rings melted from golden relics and bejeweled chalices, plunder taken in raids that left trails of bodies and rising smoke before the Black Raven banner. We struck with our swords. The skald rose and the warriors stood with him, horns and sword hilts in hand, spears raised and glistening as the flames danced shadows over their faces. The skalds spoke of their king, and all knew the story well, for they too had sailed on the Great Whale Road and were as wolves engorging themselves on those foreign shores. We struck with our swords. The warriors beat their swords against oaken shield. It was a louder clamor than could be heard at the walls of Paris. The skald needed not say another word, for his tale could be heard in that uproar. The clattering of strong warriors told the saga better than any mere words sung from a skald's wet lips. For all knew the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok. The hall was quiet. The shields and swords on the walls were silent too, for there were no words hanging on the air for them to repeat and echo. A mouse poked its head from a small crack and sniffed, as if expecting an empty hall it could pillage. Then it retreated. It smelled, but could not hear, men, totally still. The skald had finished his tale, and the warriors sat mute, save for the quiet slide of tears down scarred cheeks. The skald had sung of their king, their dead king, nay, of their brother, for what closer bonds join men than that of battle, when war is mother of us all? For the skald had not sung of what had been, but what could have been. Not of how their king had fallen, poisoned and strangled in a snake pit, but of how he had conquered and tasted those rare glories reserved for the gods and the few heroes of the old sagas. It was a saga worthy of its name.